All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've closed the front doors. You're more than... We need to make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened, seat back in, tray tables are in their full upright lock position, and your cell phones are in airplane mode. Flight attendants, please arm doors and cross-check for pushback.
Half doors armed and cross-check.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we could have your attention for a moment, I'd like to point out some of the safety features of this Boeing 737-800 MAX aircraft. There's a safety information card in your seat back pocket in front of you if you'd like to follow along. To fasten your seatbelt, you're going to slide the flat end into the buckle. You can pull the loop strap to tighten. To release, lift up on the buckle. Always wear your seatbelt tight and low across your hips at any time you are seated. We have 8 emergency exits, 2 forward exit doors, 4 overwing window exits, 2 exit doors in the back. Signs overhead, lights on the floor will lead you to those exits. If an evacuation is necessary, follow flight attendant commands and leave everything. In the event of water evacuation, we got you covered. There's a life vest underneath your seat. You pull the red tab to open the pouch. Remove the vest from the pouch as shown on the safety information card. Place the vest over your head. Wrap the black strap around your waist and pull it to tighten. Once you're outside the plane and only outside the plane, you can pull on the red tab to inflate the vest, or you can do it manually by blowing into the tube at your shoulders. Your vest has a light that turns on automatically in the water. We're coming by to make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened, seat back in, tray tables are in their full upright lock position. We need that area around your feet completely clear. Smoking, including the use of electronic cigarettes, is not allowed on board. Federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying any smoke detector in an aircraft lavatory. Federal aviation regulations require passenger compliance with posted signs, placards, and crew member instructions, including instructions on seatbelts and smoking. If needed, 4 oxygen masks will drop from the overhead compartment. To activate the flow of oxygen, pull down on the mask, fully extending the plastic tubing. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. Although oxygen won't be flowing, the bag may not inflate. Continue wearing the mask until otherwise notified by a crew member. If you're traveling with children or anyone acting like a child or anyone needing special assistance, please place your mask on first, then theirs. We're here for your comfort and safety. Please report any unwelcome behavior to a flight and sit back, relax, enjoy your 4-hour and 9-minute flight. Wheels up to wheels down to Phoenix. Great to have you with us. Also, I'd like to mention real quick, little Miss Malia up here. This is her very first Southwest trip. She graduated last Friday and she is one of our newest. She's going to be a good one. We're glad to have her.
Sorry, like your settings on your iPad, like your lights for departure, takeoff. If you need additional lighting, press the light bulb above your head. Thank you.
devices at this time, as long as they're in airplane mode. We do have 3 lavatories on board, one in the front of the aircraft, 2 in the back of the aircraft. There could be no congregating or forming a line in the front part of the aircraft. Although the captain does have the fasten seatbelt sign illuminated, we ask that you please remain seated as long as that fasten seatbelt sign's on. When he feels it's safe for you to be on, he will turn off that sign. Also, the captain's asked the flight attendants to stay seated for a bit